Geralt of Rivia from The Witcher is a man of few words. But despite his quiet nature, he is an absolute beast, and we see that not just through his swordsmanship, but through Henry Cavill's commanding physical portrayal of Geralt. And that's why in this video we're going to be breaking down 4 body language tips that you can use to instantly make your body language come across as more confident. We'll be comparing and contrasting to what you might see in the animal kingdom, since the word beast didn't just crop up out of nowhere. So the first thing that you see from Geralt is that he has slow, languid movements. When he isn't in a fight, he's almost never in a rush.
Very scary looking swords. I know who you are.
This is true not only of Geralt's larger movements, but also as to how quickly he responds when he's spoken to.
Leave to Maria. Never return.
This even extends to how long Geralt blinks. The guy is a slow blinker compared to most. Now, this slower motion can be contrasted with the herky-jerky movements that you might imagine when you're feeling awkward, embarrassed, or otherwise nervous. And it has parallels in the animal kingdom into 2 styles which, broadly speaking, can be categorized as predator movements and prey movements. Predator movements are carefree, slow, and relaxed, much like Geralt. Prey movements are more rapid and jerky, and the difference comes from the different realities that they live in. Predators can afford to move more slowly because they don't need to be constantly fearful. So when you can move slowly and comfortably, it subcommunicates to other people that you do not feel scared or pressured, and in most circumstances that is going to be perceived as confidence. Now, we do need to consider that confidence can also show itself in expansive, explosive movements.
You did it! Yes!
So rather than being just slow or just explosive, deep confidence is about being able to move at a pace that is self-determined rather than environmentally determined. So identify the direction that you tend to go when you're feeling nervous. Is it hyperactively sped up, or is it locked down and more hesitant? If it's the first, for instance when you're talking to a higher up or a person that might make you feel nervous, take a deep breath and open up your body language in that situation to give yourself a chance to slow down. If, on the other hand, you shrink and get more quiet in those circumstances, take a few quick breaths to energize yourself, maybe even stretching your arms to extend your comfort zone. Either way, the goal is to break out of a fearful pattern into one that feels more comfortably energized. In the same vein of predators and prey movements, you see that Geralt usually has people's eyes on him while he is very comfortable turning his back on others, even those who are supposedly a threat to him. Now, when it comes to animals, turning your back on something is a sign that that thing is both unthreatening and, for the time being, unimportant. And it's why you might see lions grabbing a drink at a watering hole while zebra gather behind them, but never the reverse. If the lions aren't hungry, the zebra don't really matter to them, but the lion always matters to the zebra. Now, you might think that because of this, the confident, powerful move is going to be to turn your back on people. And it is true that in life, the person who ends a conversation and walks away is usually the one with more power in a given situation. But that doesn't mean that you want to start using this as a technique, because what gets received by the other person is that they are unimportant, like the zebra. And unfortunately, Geralt kind of lives like this.
Would make the sun itself blush with a single comely smile, and rivers of the sweetest of drinks from the rarest of...
So the most confident and social thing that you can do in modern society is to not be like Geralt in this case, and instead give people the opposite of a back turn. So when someone enters a room, you could turn your head and wave, but warmer is to stand up and greet them head on with a handshake. Similarly, if there's someone on the periphery of a conversation at a networking event, turning to bring them into the circle shows that you can both read these cues and are a leader enough to incorporate someone new. And this brings us to our third point, and I'll admit that this one isn't totally body language, but it's close, and it's that confident people and powerful animals can afford to handicap themselves from a survival perspective. So before we get back to Geralt, ask yourself, why does the peacock have its feathers? They provide no obvious benefit to the peacock's survival and can even turn out to be a hindrance when escaping predators. Well, one theory is the handicap principle. The peacock's feathers are attractive to other females because they hurt the male peacock's survival chances, which means that only a strong peacock can support such a waste from a survival perspective. Not optimizing for its own survival signals just how fit that peacock really is. Consider then this moment from Geralt, who tells the truth despite it harming his own reputation.
There was no slaying. I had my ass kicked by a ragged band of elves. I was about to have my throat cut when Philivandrel let me go.
And paradoxically, but totally in line with the handicap principle, in this case it is received as a confident move.
Any man willing to paint himself in the shadow of his failures will make for far more interesting conversation this night. Come, Witcher. Take a seat by my side while I change.
The reason is the same for the peacock's feathers, and it holds true in modern society. When someone tells a truth that hurts their own reputation, we assume that they must be strong enough not to need people to like them. We see them as having supreme confidence. Geralt continues this habit, speaking plainly to royalty on multiple occasions.
Fairness.
Hey, I can't help you.
So perilously direct. As queen, I could command it.
If I were one of your subjects.
I need your promise you won't come back.
If I hear Ciri's in danger, you know I can't do that.
Now, true to the handicap principle, although it signals deep confidence, telling the truth doesn't always put Geralt at an advantage. In fact, it gets him thrown into jail at one point. But when we see him do this as an audience, we understand how confident he must be in his own abilities to hold honesty above political advantage. And you can do the same thing in your own life just by being more honest, even and especially in those places where you think it might set you back socially. For example, if you have a nerdy hobby that you think other people might judge, you're often better off speaking about it with enthusiasm rather than downplaying it. Take Henry Cavill here talking about his gaming and notice how it makes you feel about him.
Were you guys surprised to find out that he was a gamer?
No.
Hello.
No.
Not really. No.
Not at all.
No, I wear my geek on my sleeve these
Right,
days.
right.
Yeah.
I guess it's probably, is it?
In sum, being less socially calculated and instead more honest in your self-expression, whether it's about a geeky hobby or an embarrassing story, ultimately winds up making you come across as more confident and likable since you're not so worried about people's responses. Now, the last point is that Geralt is extremely non-reactive. He doesn't easily adopt other people's emotional tone. For instance, he stays calm as Yennefer chastises him here.
You let the djinn escape. Who knows what havoc it'll wreak now that it has no vessel at all?
No more havoc than you. And djinns are only dark creatures when they're held captive.
How can you be so sure?
And he maintains his line of questioning when he's being screamed at by Ostrit.
What are we doing here? What's happening?
How can I lift the curse?
Carry me out, I order you.
Tell me how to lift the curse.
You can contrast Geralt's relative calm with how Ostrit handles Geralt's questioning of him. He breaks within seconds, betraying his own lack of confidence in what he's saying.
What would I be doing in a day girl's bed?
I smelled what you were doing.
Fortest had no right!
This all highlights one of the key indicators and creators of confidence, the ability to have a sturdy emotional center. The world will, of course, throw stresses, irritants, frustrations of all kinds at you. And when we see someone immediately succumb to a negative emotional state of another person, we see that they lack that grounded center. But when we notice that people are resilient and that their calmness is not easily pierced, we view them as more confident and capable. Their low reactivity signifies that whatever is coming at them is a problem that they can handle. Now, this principle plays out dramatically in the animal kingdom, where a strong emotional mastery can trump physical strength in dominance battles.
And I think, and I'm sure, if I would have even flinched once and would have dropped the camera or would have run or turned around, Adrian would have said, well, this is obviously not the right man to make this film.
You see it again here as these calm tribesmen steal a kill off of a lion, all through a solid, non-reactive front in the face of danger. Now, of course, there will be things that create emotional shifts, and part of being confident in a modern social world is the ability to express your emotions with honesty and vulnerability. This point is just to say that you want to cultivate a more firmly grounded internal calm so that you aren't always in constant reaction to the world. And we discussed tips for this in our video on Don Draper, which you can watch via the link here in the corner. But what I want to add here in this video is the importance of recognizing your specific triggers. Some events and people are going to set you off pretty easily compared to other things. So, literally, make a list. It might include family, a person that you might like to impress, or being involved in competition. In Geralt's case, he might recognize if he did this exercise that Yennefer sets him off quite easily.
Every time I'm near you, I I say more in 5 minutes than I've said in weeks. And I always regret it.
Writing your own triggers out can jog your memory in these moments where your cool is about to break and help you snap out of it in real time. Geralt, of course, doesn't do this, and then he behaves in a way that he almost will definitely regret. And it's safe to say that if he were always like this, he wouldn't have as many fans in this world or his own.
What a day. I imagine you'll probably...
Damn it, Yaskier! Why is it whenever I find myself in a pile of these days, it's you shoveling it?
That's not fair.
The child surprise! The gin! All of it!
If you're someone who lacks confidence, these tips will definitely help you to appear more confident and make a stronger impression on the people that you meet. That said, ultimately what you'll want to strive for is unshakable inner confidence. When you make deep confidence your natural state of being, all these body language tips will happen more naturally. Now, having genuine confidence makes everything else we talk about on this channel easier, whether your goal is to make more friends, get more dates, or build more meaningful connections at work. And if you want to build this inner unshakable confidence as quickly as possible, I recommend checking out our course Charisma University. Charisma University is a step-by-step online program guaranteed to make you more confident and charismatic in just 30 days. Over 5,000 people have joined the program, and here is what just a few of them have had to say about it. First, before CU, I sucked at having conversations and I had low confidence around people, but I am way more confident now having gone through the daily action guides, and I can see a big difference in the attention and respect that I get. It makes life so much more fun. I don't think it's an overstatement to say Charisma is literally a gateway to getting anything you want in life, so thank you for making Charisma University. Another member wrote, after completing only just a few CU modules, my biggest breakthrough has been gaining more confidence. Just starting the course gave me the confidence that I can improve. If you knew me a year ago, you'd see a socially awkward guy, but that same guy had hidden confidence and charisma that has now been unleashed. I can't wait to see how much more I can grow as I complete the other modules. If you're reading this or listening right now, think about who you want to be in a year. This course will teach you how to be that person. And this last one comes from a guy who says CU helped his dating life. He says, hi Charlie, firstly, loving the course. I have cherry-picked a few things, for example, the filter lesson in the conversation module. This one lesson completely changed my life. I've liked a girl for a year now, but never thought much of it because I thought she was too pretty. Took your lessons, gave things a shot, and now we are dating. CU also comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee, which is 100% for any reason whatsoever. And it's a 60-day guarantee, even though the course is 30 days, just so that you can go through making sure that there was absolutely no risk on your part at all. Either you become more confident and charismatic, or you can get every single penny back. If this interests you and you want to unlock your confidence and charisma, I highly recommend you click the link on the screen or in the description below to find out more about Charisma University. Either way, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope to see you in the next one, and if you do join Charisma University, I look forward to seeing you inside.